Hello, beautiful people. My name is Davi. I'm joined by Abe and Charlie. Welcome back to another Tony Tuesday.
How you doing?
And for our viewers and listeners, we hope you guys are doing well. Just a quick heads up, this episode is also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, specifically the discussion portion of the show.
Do you want to watch this ad-free and uncut? You can join us as a member here on YouTube or become a patron on Patreon. The link for that is in the description. Both are $5 a month. You have to have your own copy of the episode. We give you a countdown, the time code, and you can watch the whole thing with us.
We have 2 episodes left of the entire series.
Two
So, if you're new here, please, y'all, smash that like button. And also, if you're new here, again, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you can be notified for when we have a new upload. And Abe, can you tell us what we are planning for our final Tony Tuesday that will be coming up 2 weeks from, I don't know what day, but in 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
It
2
would be
weeks
in
or a week?
2 weeks.
Oh.
Oh, wait, where we're recording. Wait, sorry, in a week. In the
week.
following week, our next Tony Tuesday after this one.
All right. I don't know the exact date based on what you're saying.
Sorry.
But-
Hold on. Let me give you the date. Let me give you the right date. Tuesday, April 22nd.
Okay.
Will be our final Tony Tuesday.
Yes.
But what are we doing that weekend before?
Yes. What we typically do for, as Charlie described so eloquently, we have our YouTube membership and we have our Patreon viewers who can watch our episodes uncut. But we thought, as we are reaching the finale of this wonderful show, and you have all come through this journey with us, whether you just recently started watching or whether you've been here from the beginning, we wanted to watch this live together. So what we will be doing is a live uncut reaction on Discord on Saturday, the 19th of April. TBD on the exact time, but the intention is we will have a Discord server set up. We will have the link in this description below for you to join that Discord server, and you'll be able to watch the episode with us live on Discord and watch our reaction live uncut, and just watch us experience the end of this journey that has been The Sopranos.
Yep. For this one, you don't have to have your own copy of the episode. We will stream it for you guys. So
It's just a fun way for us to give back to you guys who have supported us the almost 2 years watching this show.
Yeah.
It has been an incredible journey, and we just wanted to give back to y'all so you guys can experience our final moment live in real time as we go and finish the series.
And I was just made aware that it's our 3-year anniversary on YouTube.
Yes. We also hit 1 million total views.
We did.
What?
Yeah, we did hit 1 million total
We did
views.
hit it.
I didn't see that. That's
total
crazy.
views like last week.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Thank you.
Which is sick. So thank you guys for that.
We started with The Last of Us, and The Last of Us season 2 is coming. So this is a fun little remembering of where we started and where we are now. So.
And we will be reacting to The Last of Us season 2.
We will. I don't think they want to hear us yapping so much. So, Abe,
Let's get into this.
can you read the comments from our previous Tony Tuesday?
Yeah, I picked some fun comments because I just, we're getting to the end, so I just picked the ones that were the funniest to me. So this one comes from Wanderlust Koi, and it says, God, this is such a good episode because it finally highlights Phil's unique ability to transform into a house in times of stress. I'm not sure why he didn't use this power more often, but it seems very useful. I was also very confused at that moment, but somebody explains it actually later on.
Barely see his silhouette in the window.
It wasn't him. Somebody else, I'll try to find the comment, but somebody else had said that the reason why they did that is because he had a scheduling conflict.
Oh
They
my
had
gosh.
to literally film that scene that way.
I'm so dead.
Which is hilarious. So thank you for that nugget. All right, this next one comes from Tristan Summerall, and it says, David Chase actually said Carmela's Lincoln Log sandwich was what sent AJ over the edge. I'm gonna tell you right now, AJ, brother, Lincoln Log sandwich can do that to you, brother.
Have you had a Lincoln Log sandwich?
Hell no. Just from what I'm seeing on the television, I never want to try that.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know that was
Diabolical.
It looks.
Didn't know it existed.
Yeah.
I'm all set. Tony seems to like it though. All right, and the last one is from Courtney and Gabby LOL, and it says James Gandolfini was actually on Broadway 3 times. Once in On the Waterfront, A Streetcar Named Desire, and God of Carnage. He's noted saying that he prefers doing theater over TV work and wanted to do more theater before he passed away.
Wow.
It's tragic. But he definitely gives you that vibe of a theater actor with just like gravitas and being able to command a stage. So that doesn't surprise me. I'd love to see clips of of his parts in those shows if they're out there. I would appreciate people sending them, or I can look for them on my own, but that'd be cool to see. And that's that. That's the. I didn't really get comments too much from the episode, but it's just been cool. I love how people interact with us in general, and the humor that you add to our reactions and all that. So a sincere thank you again to every single person who's interacted, watched, commented, shared, subscribed, liked, all that good stuff. Appreciate y'all.
Love you guys. And with that being said, Charlie, episode 20.
Blue Comet. What are we expecting for this episode?
Dude, like I said last episode, I just feel like it's gone so dark that I think we're just gonna continue to go darker and darker.
Yeah. People said this is the most action-packed episode.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So I think we'll get like the climax, and then the dust will settle in that final episode.
I'm so interested to see how he's gonna end the show, man.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, to me, it's like, all right, they could all get pinched by the feds. One can get pinched by the feds, and then someone's got a rat. Phil and Tony could just go all out war. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, it genuinely could go.
And I think one thing that's been really amazing for me, and I think Abe as well, sorry, Charlie, we have not gotten anything spoiled. And it's just been an incredible ride for that. I don't know how I haven't, because
I know. I get Sopranos memes all the time,
Yeah.
and I send it to these guys, and
So-
somehow I've never gotten the show spoiled.
So yeah,
I haven't gotten this spoiled, like the ending spoiled.
which is good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But I do
Yeah.
I do have a prediction. I'm pretty certain that I am right that Tony will not survive whatever
Okay.
the resolution is. But I just feel like they've been foreshadowing that for a very long time.
Here we go.
Who's this guy?
What you doing? Scared the piss out of me.
Some things you don't get into over the phone.
Got it. Lorraine's at Mass. Watch out for Spencer. Fucking Toy Terry is a shit machine.
I talked to some of the guys about your misgivings.
He's gone.
Oh, from the
Oh.
dog.
Oh my God. That's just terrible.
Damn.
So, okay. I wonder why they had a hit on him.
Carmine always said the Sopranos are nothing more than a glorified crew. Plain and simple. We decapitate and we do business with whatever's left.
I think that guy was collaborating with them, this crew.
Got redundant upper management, bleeds off half the kick. We take them out, absorb the whole fucking thing.
Take out an entire fucking family.
Here we go.
Anthony Soprano has no respect for this thing. He's never been in the can. Not really. He's a guy who stepped over his own uncle to grab the big seat. They make anybody and everybody over there. And the way that they do it, it's all fucked up. Guys don't get their finger pricked. There's no sword and gun on the table. Either it has meaning or no meaning.
I mean, we did see them do the blood thing and all that. I don't know what he's talking about there, but
Maybe it's lately.
Make it happen.
So you would say he's responding to the therapy.
Well, we don't do traditional therapy per se. Kids in crisis mostly need an environment of calm, no stresses.
2,200 a fucking day.
That's a lot of money. Jesus.
insane.
Oh my God, over $2,000 a day.
For him to play Xbox. It's crazy. That's insane.
Oh my goodness.
We don't do therapy. We need it's a place of calm.
Halo 3.
2,200.
I just know the sandwiches at this place would be bomb.
Oh, it looks like a hole in the wall. Look at that.
Yeah.
End times, huh? Ready for the rapture.
Ooh, feels ominous.
The weather right now sucks here too.
Listen, those Arabs from the Bing, let me ask you the truth. They're in Jordan, right? Getting their balls zapped? Or you're not going to tell me?
I'm not really sure. For all we know, they may be harmless pistachio salesmen. And don't get so bent out of shape. You're a big boy, Tony. You know, World War II, your outfit protected the Brooklyn Navy Yard. Think Roosevelt told Vito Genovese where Hitler was holed up?
Go f yourself.
Tony, hold up. Tony!
What?
I appreciate what you did, giving us those names. I've been sitting here thinking, remember that thing I told you about that was supposed to happen about a year ago? Your problem with Brooklyn? It's on again, possibly.
Oh.
Maybe people close to you. If it was real solid, you would have been warned officially by the Newark office. But my colleague in Brooklyn, the one with the collaborator, snitches implying the wheels have already been set in motion.
Implying.
Hey, man,
This
you
is
better
interesting.
listen.
I want to understand what his motivation is to share that information. Like, you think he's just doing it out of the kindness of his heart?
Just because he helped him out with.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just him, like, returning the favor.
Maybe.
I had some shit I was taking care of. Bird, you ever see? He's gone. What happened? I didn't want to overload you with AJ in the hospital. I don't want to hear that. Go. Bird let me know the other night. He's been playing both sides of the fence with New York. Bert? Measures were taken. Bert wasn't speaking for just himself. Guys are getting squeezed hard to sway them towards new management. I thought you'd be a part of it. And he got an answer.
Whew. Yeah, he did.
The most loyal person in the show.
My hope is maybe now if Phil gets the message, we can talk this shit through. Talk?
I think there's no more talking.
Yeah.
We gotta hit first.
Yep, all out war.
And this all dovetails with other information I got that this cocksucker already has a target on my back.
It's a big move.
So, Buddha. When he stuck you with the tab for Vito Jr., I said let it go. Obviously, truth is, a fuck like Phil, appeasement don't work.
Bro, this is amazing.
This is a great
This
scene.
is so good. Oh, that was phenomenal. I like that.
In a tight time frame, 24 hours, so there's no chance for them to hit back. Top 3 guys.
Paulie got the area?
No, management. Tony Soprano, obviously.
So,
Plus Silvio Dante, and we think Bobby Buckley-Airy.
That Mortadel's number 3. He used to be Junior Soprano's drive.
Don't underestimate Bobby, y'all. Come on, get some respect in Bobby's name. Come on.
It's kind of dumb to go after Bobby, though, don't you think? Does he really pose a threat to them?
I don't know. I think he would hate them because he's married to Tony's sister.
I guess.
So how do you live after that? Coexist anyway.
But if anything, if you want to avoid retaliation, maybe Paulie is a better choice than Bobby.
I don't know. I think they're just trying to pick the 3 guys who are the most loyal to Tony.
In response, the insurgents unleash a devastating wave of IEDs.
This is the second time that they show like some sort of bomb-related thing. So I'm assuming that it's foreshadowing that they're going to use a bomb. There was the cartoon and then that.
I want you to call Italy, get some cousins of ours over.
Whoa.
Who you want to run the thing? Got it. Gotta get some tires for Camilla's car.
Bobby's in charge?
I Googled any new stuff on sociopathic personalities. Apparently, the talking cure actually helps them become better criminals.
Oh.
Fascinating. The study was...
Little look on his face.
He said, girl.
I think it was Robert Hare, suggested that sociopaths actually quite glibly engage on key issues like mother, family.
I seem to remember that from residency.
Me too, and I've read Hare, but who's a true sociopath?
I had a guy at the state asylum, slow poisoner. They even mimic empathy. They blubber and cry.
Did you put her up to this? She just happened to mention this study?
Who, me?
She's blowing us off.
You just can't resist rubbing my face in it.
I feel like we should change the subject.
I only suggested you reevaluate your work with Leadbelly or...
Leadbelly is crazy.
Leadbelly?
Who's that? Come on. The answer is a female opera singer and gangster. Da 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 da.
Elliot!
Da, da.
Soprano.
That's crazy.
Tony Soprano? He's your patient?
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Jesus Christ, Elliot.
Chill out. We're among friends. We're all professionals.
Yeah.
No.
Bad.
Really bad.
It must be fascinating work.
It is.
Of course, I had to get this cut.
Part
Could it be
351.
Could it be the last cut to tits at the Bing?
Now, the question I have is, where's this guy's head at?
Paulie?
Yeah, because we know how he wants to pick the
Flip-flops,
winning side.
yeah.
Like, that's his whole thing.
What's up? Filiatardo. Call's been made to the Zips. They're coming over from Naples. You contact the guy to contact the guys.
Phil's at his Gomadas every Friday night. Do you know about this?
What?
What kind of question is that?
Watch your fat fucking mouth.
Hey, whoa.
What are you concerned about?
I lived through the 70s by the skin of my nuts when the Colombos were going at it. There ain't a bigger cocksucker than Filiatardo. I just want to make sure somebody knows there could be a line of Cazzarellis a mile long.
Duly noted. So there's no problem then.
What's crazy too is I believe actor that plays Paulie was
She's
the
reading it.
one actual like true mobster. Like he was a
really?
former mobster. Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Uses insight to justify
Heinous acts.
Interesting.
Wow.
These are the same guys from last time?
Maybe. Oh, boy. This is going to be a scene and a half. Either that or she's not going to take him.
Okay.
Anthony?
Oh, no.
Hopefully she'll wind up at a big firm. With all the people like me you've helped. With all the human suffering in this world, you've done something important.
Oh, she's like analyzing everything that he's saying now.
Like those people.
Trying to help my son. God bless him. $2,000 a day in that place, but if it helps, and as you know, my plumber's union insurance only covers 10% of mental.
Oh, jeez. That's terrible.
He's really hurting, AJ.
And you?
You know what? Forget his hurts. Maybe I should have just...
Put your shoe up his ass?
Yeah, frankly.
And talked about it.
Anyway, Carmela,
Molly coddled him.
my old man...
Are you a
would've known-
shining example for the huge collection of wingtips and loafers that must be lodged up your lower bowel?
What's the matter with you? Is it because I said that about being divorced?
You were saying?
He's my only son.
He's young. Most of the time they pull out of this.
But I've been depressed for years. What if he don't pull out?
So the boy who never cared about anything now cares about too much.
Yeah, I guess.
And the daughter, like all females, ultimately somehow disappoints.
I didn't say that.
Oh,
What's with the tone? You sound like you're glad I'm taking it on the chin.
maybe you're projecting hostile feelings.
Bullshit.
The Departures magazine out there. Did you give any thought at all to someone else who might want to read it before you tore out the entire page?
What?
It's not the first time you've defaced my reading materials.
You saw that, huh? How people tear shit out of your magazines all the time. They're a mess. But try to read them.
I don't think I can help you.
Well, change them. Bring in some new shit.
I mean therapeutically.
What are you talking about? I've only missed 3 appointments since we had that heart-to-heart.
The new big thing these days is called psychodynamic therapy, combined with anafranil,
Who?
a medication. There's a doctor in Bloomfield you could see.
Whoa. What the f*** is this? You're firing me because I defaced your Departures magazine?
I'm giving you my considered medical opinion.
Okay, I should have asked you for the steak recipe. And missing sessions, unfortunately, is part of my condition.
What do you know about your condition? You miss appointments because you don't give a shit about commitments, about what I do.
This is so interesting to see her give it back to him.
Go ahead. Tell me again I sound like your wife.
If the shoe fits. We're making progress. Been 7 years.
Do you want some names?
Okay, listen, I'm going to tell you something, and you're not going to like it, but we can say anything in here,
Go
right?
ahead.
I'm chalking this all up to female menopausal situations.
You're not my gynecologist.
Well, you don't need a gynecologist to know which way the wind blows.
Oh.
Oh, man.
You're telling me, after all this time, after everything we've shared in here, you're cutting me loose just as my son got out of the hospital for trying to kill himself?
Since you are in crisis, I don't want to waste your time.
You know, I'm going to be fucking honest. As a doctor, I think what you're doing is immoral.
Oh.
He's just going to rip up the whole magazine, or I got to give it back. Such a child.
Something makes me feel like that's not the last therapy session.
I don't know. Oh, boy. Let's see if they're going to get away with this. Watch. Imagine they're, like, ready.
It must be, bro. I feel like they know
It's too easy.
DHL.
DHL?
È a package. DHL Express for Mr. Philip.
That's him.
For Signe.
That's not him.
What?
Oh, that's not him. It's not him. They got the wrong guy.
For sign.
Oh, yikes.
Wrong guy, bro.
Co ty robisz? Tatu!
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
They got the wrong people. I am dead.
Jesus.
This guy.
Yeah. Abbiamo fatto, ce ne stiamo qui. Va buono. La femmina stava miezza e pure si aiuta.
Merda, chi?
La figlia.
La figlia? E che stiva a fare loco?
Essa abitava loco, pensa. Esso chiamava Bab.
Va buono.
Jeez.
L'amico tuo parlava ucraina.
Ucraino?
Esso parlava l'ucraina, o sacci perché cugina ma sta a casare con un guaglione loco.
Va buono. Fa buon viaggio.
Oh, my God. This guy's an idiot.
Those sounds in the background were so...
Yeah, it's done. I think the love interest got in the way, though.
Couldn't be helped, apparently. You ever see Phil with the Guma?
Once, maybe. Why?
Can you talk to her in Ukrainian?
Ukrainian? Do I know?
I gotta go.
This is going to become a mess. everyone's going to think it's done, and then it might leak to...
Oh, they're screwed.
Yeah.
Well, not even that. It's like now they can drop their guard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they think they can.
They think, yeah. And then they're going to hit
Quit
someone.
therapy is hilarious. No way.
This time I'm never going back.
Someone's going to get hit in the top rankings of the Soprano family.
Hi, strangers. How are you?
How are you?
Good, not bad.
Good.
Wow, we haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah.
There they are.
Haribuko.
Is it true what she said? She's quitting pre-med?
Yes, thank God. We are so relieved.
Yeah, very relieved.
You know, with AIDS and...
I mean, it's not just that. I don't know one doctor who is advising his children to go into medicine.
So what is she going to do now?
Well,
Law.
Oh.
constitutional law.
Oh. Oh.
Wow. Tom, you know who's in tonight? Man Genius.
Who's Man Genius?
Sweetie. I just want to say hello.
Jed's coach.
I had a thought. This all started in Artie's restaurant with the fire, whatever. Imagine
Oh,
if
you
it
think it'll
ends with
happen
that.
here? Yeah, it's possible.
Not saying it'll happen here right now, but...
Yeah, they're not happy, right? Because Patrick is essentially in...
His dad.
His dad, yeah, is mobbed up.
So you can pass the word upstairs. The Grey Goose is gone.
Good.
Apparently the Gomad had to be taken out too. But I say, who gives a f?
Oh, boy.
This is how they're going to find out. It was wrong.
Well, at least they're finding out.
Yeah. The faces.
Good little girls don't cry. Babies cry.
Janice. Been a while.
I haven't seen Uncle Junior in a while, too.
What can I do you for?
Had a call from Mario Diaco.
Who's that?
Uncle June's accountant, the one with the artificial voice box, says he's been trying to reach you for 2 weeks. Uncle June's finally out of money. They think that maybe there's some scrolled around, but he can't remember. The upshot is he can't pay for living at Wyckoff Psychiatric anymore, and they're gonna move him to a state facility. I know, Tony. But Jesus, those f***ing places are snake pits.
Then I'll make some new friends. You gonna bail them out?
We don't have that kind of money. We contribute. Bobby feels, you know.
Jesus.
What is that, $50?
Five.
Oh, my God.
You got a lot of balls coming to me. And as for your husband, Janice, exile on Main Street.
Don't say that.
You trust the guy, you bring him along. And for what? They feel sorry for Junior?
Loves overreacting.
All right. Uh-oh. Here we go.
Oh, Jesus.
I've got bad news.
Oh, bad news. Well, he said he wants it known. It's on him. He takes full responsibility.
What?
But that he didn't do nothing.
He takes full responsibility, but that he didn't do nothing. That's hilarious.
I mean, nobody knows where the Phil is. 4 or 5 days now.
So we never really had a shot at him. He put everything in place. His moves on us. He goes into hiding, waits it out.
Go on the ground, they call it.
Get word to everybody. Eyes in the back of your head. Break routines, collections, all that shit. You tell everybody.
Got it.
Meantime, we keep trying. Get a 20 on Phil.
Ay.
Oh, this is like getting like anxiety.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, someone's watching him.
Oh, no, his phone was ringing. He left the phone in the car.
Oh, Jesus.
They were going to tell him.
Oh, and he's one that they have a hit on. It's going to be Bobby. He's going to be the first to go.
That's horrible.
You never see a blue Comet in that condition.
Oh, no.
How about he's here buying trains, bro?
Oh, my gosh. And Tony talking about exile on Main Street.
Yeah, Janice is going to... Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Imagine, riding in that club car, sipping on a Negroni. $8 the whole set, huh?
$8? Oh, boy.
Oh, man. I'm gonna go for it. Your son will like this, too.
That sucks, man.
I don't want to see this, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to see Bobby. It's like the most...
They're shooting this amazing, though.
He's the one who doesn't deserve it the most, I feel. Good Lord. Died on the train set, bro. With the Newark sign right there. Remember, I think they're trying to get all 3 of them in 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Watch them be right now.
Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, that's them there.
Damn, we ran away.
Let's get the hell out of here!
not
God.
the priest? Was that a priest?
Oh man, he's gone.
He might still be holding on. Oh my God, this is chaos.
He's running for his life. He doesn't even know the guy's left.
Who said at the beginning of the season Tony was going to literally lose everyone?
Yeah.
I think that's what
I think I said that.
You said that? Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen. He's literally going to have no one. Get out of Jersey.
Nobody called you?
No. What's the matter?
Bobby's dead. He's shot. Sill's in the hospital.
What happened?
Could be several things.
Your Europe trip.
Leave here. What are you talking about?
Just temporarily till we get the situation under control.
What does that mean?
Tom, help me out here. Don't argue.
You mean that they're after you?
We should split up. You and the kids go. I'll be somewhere else.
Oh my God.
Now look, families don't get touched. You know that.
Where should I go? Where are you going to go?
The house you just bought. The estate sale. Go there.
Jesus.
All right, then a hotel then. It doesn't fucking matter. All right, we gotta get moving. And like I said, it's just a precaution.
What about your sister?
Well, she's gotta know by now. We'll stop over there after we're cleared out of here.
AJ, how are we going to get him to go along? He won't leave his room, let alone the house.
He's gonna leave the house.
Tony?
On a piece of plywood if necessary, but he's gonna leave the house. Leave us alone, hon.
Hang downstairs.
Better yet, don't. Your Uncle Bobby's dead.
What?
He's dead. He got shot.
What do you mean he got shot?
Listen to me, and I don't have any time to go into a debate about any of this, okay? It's important that we all leave for a little while until things settle down.
What?
I'm gonna be dependent on you to help out. Your mother...
Well, help out how?
Just do what she asks. You know, chores, tasks, and don't add to the problem.
What do you mean? All right, what the did I do?
Don't break her balls, all right? Help her. With Aunt Janice, whatever.
Uncle Bobby's dead.
Yeah,
You know, this is really depressing to me.
he was a good guy.
I was already having so much trouble maintaining.
Good Lord.
Pack a bag. Now! And you won't need no sandals or f***ing resort wear. I'll be waiting downstairs.
Go from one episode where he's holding him like a baby, and the next he's
throwing him around.
Yeah.
Called the hospital. They wouldn't give no info on Sill.
Yeah, his brother finally fallen
Are they
back.
shacking up here?
Doctors don't think he'll recover consciousness.
He's dead.
It's horrible. I thought Sil only got shot twice too.
Yeah, I
one
think
in
that- I
like
think
the
that's
back
right.
and then one like towards the shoulder.
We got a legit safe house.
Is this Uncle
It's
Junior's?
Uncle Junior's
Oh,
house.
it's Junior's house.
Yeah.
Wow, this feels like disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, you go take care of your wife that flew. You too.
Where the I gotta be?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay.
We order our beats?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be careful with that too. I feel like that's a lead. No, calling a pizza spot.
I don't know. Depends if there's a spot they always order from or something.
It's an AR, right? I think that he gave him
That's a
some sort of assault rifle.
big ass gun. That's all I know.
You probably don't even hear it when it happens, right?
There's your friend in there on the wall.
Wow.
War has begun. I mean, it has already begun, but
It's like the worst thing to do though, because you're just gonna sit there in paranoia until somebody opens the door. Yeah, his ability to sleep here is a little bit psychotic, right? Like, does that not point to the sociopathic tendencies? Because like, I don't think any regular person would sleep.
Right.
Bobby is gone.
Bobby's gone.
Still, still.
It's implied that he's gone.
Implied as well. Said that he won't have consciousness. He's losing consciousness, and yeah, he's.
Well, all we know is he's in the hospital.
He's in the hospital. Condition. But Paulie did say that the consciousness aspect is not in favor. And we're seeing everything crumble. And I want to start off with the scene between Dr. Melfi and Tony. A very, very, very pivotal scene in this series. And I think for the first time ever, I don't really remember, where Dr. Melfi really honed in on Tony and saying some things that he was not liking. And just wondering, with Charlie, what did that scene represent to you? And what if it, coming down to the second to last episode, what stood out to you and how everything has been built up in this narrative?
I mean, I just think, what I'm thinking is that it's interesting to me that Tony several times throughout the 7 years that he's been in therapy has called, like, had moments where he like complains and says like that therapy is bullshit to him. And Melfi gets a confirmation of that through a study, right? That basically it is bullshit. Like, it's not helping him in any way. If anything, it's making it worse for him.
For criminals specifically, but yeah.
Huh?
For
criminals. Like the study was criminals
yeah.
specifically, yeah.
Making,
sociopaths.
and making him like basically practice to be a better criminal. And it's just interesting to see Tony like push back on it, even though he knows and we know that deep down inside his belief is that it's BS, doesn't work. I think it's just that he's taking it kind of personally and feels like an attack on him. So we know that he doesn't take that well. He doesn't take criticism well and any of that. So it's just kind of, it's kind of like heartbreaking to now like get to the end of the show and realize that like, dang, maybe Tony wasn't actually getting anywhere with therapy.
Yeah, it was all for nothing.
Yeah, it was all for nothing. And there's been some deep conversations and like moments that seemed like it was breakthrough moments and stuff throughout the series. But if that, study that they did is true, then it's now confirmation that none of it was helpful.
Yeah, I think for me, one of the things about that study, it was to bring the audience some more like confusion and deniability or just an extra thought of like, we've been debating this entire show of like Tony, the person versus the monster and the mobster, right? And like whether or not those two things can coexist. Is he one more than the other, or is he really just a mobster, a wolf in sheep's clothing, essentially? And I think that this study was meant to bring more doubt into your mind of one way or the other. Because I think we as the audience have seen so many moments of Tony just whiplash back and forth between the two kind of personas, like the good and evil of it all. In this episode, I think we saw a little bit more evil than anything else, especially given the scene with AJ, in contrast to the scene that we saw in the last episode where he, rescues him from the pool and is basically like holding him and being like, it's okay, my baby. And in this case, he wants nothing to, he just can't take AJ's, complaining about his depression, so on and so forth. He throws him on the ground, essentially is like, you're doing what I tell you, one way or the other. Could that have been a result of, like, part of my mind is like, could that have been a result of him getting kicked out of therapy and essentially being like, it's all bullshit anyway, like what I do is my prerogative and it doesn't have any other adverse effect on people. But it's weird. I can't sit here and say that like he didn't have any benefit in therapy, because I do think that it led him to be way more introspective of himself, and he learned more about himself than he did before he went to therapy. I don't think he actually applied it in a way that helps, and I don't think that it actually changed him as a person. But I do think he, as therapy went on, would get closer to understanding himself, and although he wouldn't like truly admit it or be honest with himself, he has a little bit more visibility into this challenging life that he has, balancing between good and evil, and how the evil kind of just dominates in general.
Do you think it made him a better criminal?
I don't know if it made him a better criminal.
Do you think
I think it just made him better at like deceiving himself or deceiving others, maybe?
Yeah, I think it could be. I agree with that. Yeah, it's so hard because, like, obviously, if you're a doctor and if you're Melfi, you've invested so much into this, patient. And after 7 years to read something that basically says, like, your work is actually having a bad effect, an adverse effect, versus, something therapeutic, then I understand why she took that stance. But it feels like there's more to it than that. Like at the end of the day, I don't know. I feel like I see Tony still as, I think definitely does have sociopathic tendencies, but I do definitely see like the person in him too, and how he's just been so broken.
And I see it from Melfi's her reasoning for doing it, because she's someone who's very passionate about her work. I don't see it her doing it out of ill intent towards Tony. I actually see it as her like making sure that she is helping him, and the way to help him is to no longer have therapy. Which is crazy, but if that's whatever's gonna help Tony, that's what she wants to do. And
it's interesting.
Do you guys think that from Melfi's perspective, do you guys think that Melfi actually think that after reading that study, do you think she believes that everything that she's went through with Tony in these therapy sessions, do you think it went to waste, or do you think it actually did help him from her perspective?
From her perspective, I think she thinks it went to waste. Otherwise, she wouldn't have, or not just to waste, but like she is actually helping him do more harm than good. From her perspective, after reading that article or reading that study and talking to her colleagues and all that stuff, I think it became pretty obvious to her, or obvious to us, what her perspective was. But I don't know if other people feel differently. I feel like it's not as cut and dry. But do you guys feel differently? Like, do you guys feel it's pretty clear? Like, yep, like he's a criminal. He should have never been in therapy in the first place. This was never going to go anywhere.
I have never. This is the first time I'm hearing about this study.
They talked about it.
No, it's the first time. Yeah, I know, first time ever that this study is being released, and I don't know. I just never really thought about it that way, because I used to think like I feel like therapy should be something that should help everyone, but I never really thought about it, how people could use it.
I think the study is valid. I think it makes sense.
Yeah,
I am trying to. I guess the question is like, do we think Tony is a sociopath?
Yes.
I probably lean more towards yes, but I don't know if that makes him like completely irredeemable in the scope of therapy. But again, I'm no psychologist. I'm no psychiatrist.
So the question would be could a character like Tony actually be redeemable?
Yeah.
Like, is it even remotely possible?
Yeah.
For a man like him.
And did something change 7 years ago? Right. Like in that 7 years ago, when he walked into that moment, he was a guy who was having panic attacks. He was a guy who was struggling with the stress of work and life. And was he a shitty guy? Yeah, absolutely. He did a lot of bad stuff, but in the same vein, he was struggling like any other person would be with anxiety. So from that to now, the progression of you're just aiding and abetting in helping a criminal become more deceiving, then I think it's a big change, right? So that's the part that I'm kind of stuck on.
Yeah. I think also another thing to keep in mind is, what if the study is wrong? Melfi at the dinner table, she was like, studies change, come and go.
That's true.
So it's like a few years from now, what if they find other conclusions to the study?
Yeah.
That don't support.
Yeah, they do another study
right
and exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's subject to change, which then we could look back and be like, okay, maybe it did help Tony in some ways. It's just really hard to read him and see if there was like any sort of change. Obviously, what you mentioned, that was one of the obvious changes. Panic attacks, gone, right? Yeah. It doesn't happen nearly as often. So definitely there was some sort of benefit, physical benefit. So there's at least that.
Yeah, I think it's tough. It's so hard because like if you think about the stuff that we were reading in the study, it was a lot like, hey, do you want to lay down?
Yeah, she does.
There you go. Good girl. If you think about the stuff they were saying in the study, it's like empathy towards like pets and babies and things like that. And it's like, those are the true only times that we have seen, I think, Tony be like truly empathetic. So, I mean, if the shoe fits, maybe he is just a straight up sociopath. But it's been so hard just based on like his entire development. I mean, honestly, it's been more bad than good 100% as far as him as a person. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's hard to. I think I'm in the same denial as Melfi. Like when she first.
It's like everything that we've discussed this entire series kind of not all gone to waste, but like
Yeah,
basically,
it's a different context that makes you reconsider
Right,
everything.
Like
that
we
you've
literally
thought
would
about.
go back everything that we thought about, what we discussed. It's like, dang.
Yeah, is it even worth talking about that with somebody with sociopathic tendencies,
right?
And criminal behaviors? I don't know. Again, I'm sure that psychology has evolved and stuff like that, but
Yeah, I wonder if there is an updated study.
Yeah.
To this.
Yeah, good question.
Would be interesting to read that. Man,
I'm gonna save it for once we're done with the series.
Yeah,
like to look it up.
Yeah. Oh no, right,
Because I
exactly.
am very curious as to if that is a real study and if it's like where it stands today.
I would guess it. Just
I'd guess
I would
it's
guess
a real
that's
study.
a real study.
But I want to know where it stands today, and
Yeah,
I don't want to spoil it for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have reached a point where I'm just like, dang, every single time. It just hurts now.
Yeah,
Seeing Bobby go was tough, but let's talk about that scene, man.
Of Bobby's assassination.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
What an execution. To cut between shots of the mini trains going around, you're hearing the sound designer is really good, and then syncing the train with the screaming was done so well. Charlie, filmmaking wise, what stood out to you on how this scene was directed and executed?
I just the shots with the cutting between like the train perspective, like the train riding. There was a camera like mounted on top of the train, I feel like, and it was just moving forward with it. I thought that was interesting, and kind of like helped the escalation of the moment up to when Bobby gets shot. And also, it's like tragically poetic in a way too. Like he dies on the thing that he loves most.
Yeah.
Which was like, the train
model trains
and model cities of trains and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh. And I just searched up like what is the symbolism of a blue Comet train, and it's associated with positivity and good fortune.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And he was
not quite on this episode.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not for him. But you could see how passionate he was throughout the past couple seasons with trains and how much it meant to him, and it was like his place of peace, right?
Mm-hmm.
And out of everybody in the family there that should be on that hit list, I feel like Bobby is the least deserving out of all of them. Like he
was the
did
he
not
was the
deserve
best
to die.
guy. Like we
Yeah.
talked so much about, I think in this episode we actually see a big difference, right? Like, yeah, the more and more I'm thinking about this episode, the more I'm like, yeah, it's Tony's only proving his sociopathic tendencies more, right? Because we see Janice come to the house and basically ask for support to get Uncle Junior into a facility that, is better than the state facilities because he's run out of money. Tony has zero empathy for this
When
guy.
he gets the $5, pulls out the $5 and he goes,
It's not only a lack of empathy, it's like cruelty and that level. And when she basically says that like Bobby feels bad and he wants to do something, he's like, exile Bobby, like don't care. He's a traitor essentially for not being on my side and thinking the same way that I do, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that it shows you a stark contrast between the type of people that Bobby and Tony are. And talk a lot about, I think this show has talked a lot about like what is fair and like, do good things happen to good people? Not really. Like bad things happen to a lot of good people, and the bad people seem to get away with a lot of shit. Like in this episode, Bobby, probably the most sympathetic, empathetic, normal person that we see, I think, in the show from Tony's crew, is the first one to be killed in, as a literal bystander. Like, it's not like he was at the bang. It's not like he was at any sort of mob affiliated place. Like, he was literally going to buy trains for himself, and he's shot down in cold blood. But Tony, the guy who threw his kid on the floor, the guy who won't help, give a dime for his uncle to get him into a better facility, the guy who constantly cheats on his wife, like that guy is still alive and everybody is out there to protect him. So it's also, I feel like, a commentary on like, not always does like fortune benefit the good people in the world.
Not only that, we said it's Uncle Junior's house that he's stationed at. I'm pretty sure that's where it is.
Yep.
That's where he's seeking shelter. That's
Yeah.
where he's like.
That's where he was shot.
At Uncle Junior's house.
Yep.
The guy that he hates the most, and he's like, I want nothing to do with him.
Mhm.
And they're
Yeah,
his
and they
house is there to protect you.
They brought up too, like the whole in the beginning of the show, Phil's talking to his guys, or the beginning of this episode, and he says the same line again about like they're nothing but a glorified crew. They're not a family, and they proved that in this episode based on the sort of things that they were doing with Tony's just easy dispelling of Bobby, and then. What are we going to do? We're just going to hide out in Uncle Junior's house. It feels like a lack of respect, right? Something that a family would potentially think about.
Also,
who knows?
Kind of maybe obvious too, like because why wouldn't you want to go to like an unknown place instead of anything affiliated with family whatsoever?
Yeah, very true.
I feel like
maybe that's why it's a good hideout. It's too obvious.
Could be. But I feel like, the guys are sitting down making their plans, going through a list. I'm sure that Junior's house is in the list of possible places to look for them. So
I'm super curious how this is going to head into the last episode. Like, are we just going to pick up where we left off? Or is this just going to be like a siege where they're just like sitting cooped up in the house until they run out of money because they're not doing their regular business operations and stuff like that? So
my prediction, everybody in Tony's crew gets picked off.
Except for
he's
him.
the last one, and then he'll just be alone somewhere, and then he gets hit.
I think he will also like turn on people. Like he'll inform. Like if he gets arrested, like I think he'll inform.
I think
I don't see him survive.
I just the way I see it, I think is what Abe you said at the beginning of the season. It's pointing to the fact that he's going to lose
everybody around
him, and when it gets to that point. What else do you have?
When he gets to that point,
he'll inform.
It will tell us about his sociopathic tendencies and how he is. Like, if he at that point is not phased at all, like then we really know who Tony is. Yeah, but beyond that, if we think that if we do, I'm curious to see if we see any level of emotion of everybody around him crumbling, his closest friends and confidants and those people dying around him for any regular person should be devastating. Will it be for Tony if that's the direction they go in? That's the question I would have.
And I wonder what the resolution would be for his family.
Yeah.
And how they're going to take it.
I feel like I feel like there is like anticipating this last episode, like I feel like there's a big moment for Carmela coming, like some sort of not epiphany moment, but like something that she kind of encapsulates what this life has been in a monologue or in some sort of scene with Tony. And I wonder how much like introspection towards herself she'll have, because we've talked about in the past, like her essentially being complicit in this life without knowing all of the details, knowing what goes on and just living in it. I'm very curious on that storyline specifically.
Yeah. Also, just going back to the thing about that you mentioned before about the glorified crew thing. More evidence to that. They hit the wrong guy.
Yeah.
They killed the wrong guy. The wrong. It wasn't even the Gumar. It wasn't even Phil's Gumar. At least, like they had the complete wrong location.
Yep.
And every hit that Phil's guys went after was executed
flawlessly. Pretty flawlessly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, just shows how much they got their, shit together and how skilled they are as a mob versus the
as a
Soprano
family
side. So,
I think the entire from season 1 all the way down to season 6, we've kind of seen the decline of the Soprano crew, but also how they operate as a crew, and how it's just not well managed.
So bad.
It's so bad. Yeah.
I also can't help but to think that potentially they would be in a better place, like in terms of defending themselves, if Christopher was still here. I feel like, because Christopher, like as dumb as he is, he knows how to, shoot guys up and whatnot. So, I don't know. He's skilled, and he's also he can be smart. He can be smart.
He's also like he was. I mean, I know he talked shit about Tony to other people and whatnot, but he was loyal to him. Like he was never loyal to another crew or anything like that. So, I mean, now Tony literally doesn't have anybody who's like explicitly loyal to him. Sil was that guy. He's in the hospital.
Bobby too.
Gone. Everybody else, I think is a question mark. If I was him, I'd keep my head on a swivel.
I'd say Paulie, but he's just talk.
Yeah, no, totally. And I think that, now that I'm thinking about that and how nobody around him is kind of loyal, like that scene of him being in the room by himself with the gun in the bed and kind of just waiting for somebody to come in, it's like, it's a free-for-all now. Or like he thinks it's him against the world because I don't think that he knows that he can trust everybody that's in that room.
Yeah,
especially
that's true
given
too.
what happened at the beginning of the episode with Sil taking care of Bert because he was
working both sides. Yeah, there could be a guy in that house right now that's working both sides. You never know.
And even if there isn't, that's definitely got to be on Tony's mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so interesting. He quickly goes up to the room,
Mm-hmm.
sets his thing down, and just boom, goes right to bed. And he's like, "All right." He seems so detached from everyone now.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's him against everyone. I don't know if he can trust anyone. I don't know who he looks out to.
Yeah.
It's more about just protecting himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. He literally has nobody left.
Yeah.
Paulie's the only one that I would say like with an asterisk. Potentially.
He's like bottom of my list.
Yeah. It's because the only reason I give Paulie is because Paulie grew in it with Tony's dad, with Uncle Junior, all this stuff. So like he has that relationship, but he's also such a like weasel.
And we've seen him literally go to
And,
Johnny
yeah.
Sack behind Tony's back. So like, I think he's the proven like flip-flopper.
No, I know, but I'm saying when it comes to extremes like this, like there's a hit on Tony, I think he would be more loyal, but we'll see.
We'll find out.
One of his other guys is still alive, who ran away.
Patsy.
Yeah,
Patsy's out there, but obviously he's in hiding.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he can just like rely on Patsy. Maybe Patsy's just like, I'm out.
Yeah,
bro.
do we-
Like, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm out.
It wasn't
You know?
It wasn't Patsy that was informing, right? Like at one point.
No.
Okay.
It was an old guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was an older guy. Okay,
Yeah.
I might just be mistaken. I don't know why I don't trust Patsy either, to be honest, but
it's not even the trust thing. I just feel like Patsy could just be over it, and he's like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Like, I don't want to be involved. Just runs away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Stays away.
No, yeah, Patsy. I don't think Patsy was ever informing. No.
Yeah. Wild, man. Wild. We made it to the
gonna be
last
a
one,
crazy
boys.
end.
We made it to the last one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Long time coming.
Right.
I think almost 2 years or over 2. I don't know. I gotta look when we first uploaded the first one.
We'll see.
But y'all, just a quick reminder: Discord, April 18th. We will update you on the time. Link is in the description. Join that Discord server. We love you guys, and see you soon for more. The final
The last.
Tony Tuesday. Stay beautiful, y'all.
See ya.